Right, what's up guys? Today I want to share a special video. Today I want to go over how you can actually improve your body composition and how you can actually get more out of your process within bodybuilding. Now, before we get stuck into the video, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And if you want to support me, you want to support the brand, please use my code Kuba10 at Train by JP. And if you are in Europe, Alpha Subs that are based in Netherlands, and code Kuba with hard body. And if any of you guys are looking to simply lose some body weight, improve your lifestyle, my wife and I are running a 12-week program called the Empower Challenge, which is designed around helping individuals on their fitness journey through education and not only giving you the support to lose body weight, get in shape, but also giving you the tools to be able to sustain it long term. Guys, without further ado, let's get it on. Welcome back guys. Today I want to talk to you about strategies that you can use to improve your body composition. This is something that you can absolutely do regardless of where you are within your journey in fitness. This is very much tools that you can use as a beginner, as an intermediate, or as an advanced lifter, or a high-level bodybuilder. A lot of the things that I'm going to talk to you about today are certainly going to be things that I personally feel a lot of people overlook. And the first point that I truly believe not enough athletes and general public put enough emphasis on is sleep. I have just started working several months ago, I'd probably say about 4 or 5 months ago, with a CEO of a company. He doesn't want to compete because of his job. However, he lives and breathes bodybuilding. So he actually commits to the process the same way a competitive athlete does. He diets the same way. He does the off season in a similar fashion. The only difference between him and a regular bodybuilder is a regular bodybuilder steps on stage. He does not. The biggest battle that I have had with him was his sleep due to his schedule. He has a lot of travel, he has a lot of commitments, and his work days generally are pretty long, which means that one, we have to wake up early and we have to train very, very early, which means that sometimes his sleep can be compromised if he is traveling or if his schedule is off. This is where we have to micromanage his days to a very, very high detail so we are able to maximize both his training, his relaxation time, and his recovery time. I would argue if someone was able to get an extra hour's sleep, 1 hour, that's all I'm asking for, it would dramatically improve your ability to build muscle, lose body fat, and improve your general health substantially. Now, there's a lot of people that talk about insulin resistance and general fatigue or all the other health markers that generally do decline in a stress state. It is a fact that 1 night of poor sleep will dramatically impact your insulin sensitivity and certainly allow you to be in a position that doesn't really lend itself to optimal outcomes when it comes to recovery or training performance for that matter. So extra sleep means better insulin sensitivity, which can actually lead to you recomping and even improving at a certain body weight just through getting extra sleep and extra recovery time, which is pivotal when it comes to building muscle and training performance. Another small little thing that a lot of people also forget is that when you do get into poor habits with your sleep and you simply sleep less, your hunger hormones actually elevate. So if you are in a position where you are dieting or trying to get in shape and your sleep is through the floor, you will have a hard time managing your hunger. Combining that with insulin resistance that poor sleep does drive, and this will actually make it much harder for you to achieve any of your fat loss goals. So as a priority, if you are looking to improve your body composition, sleep should be your #1 priority. Sleep, in my opinion, is not something that should be looked at as a luxury. It's a necessity in order for you to become the best version that you can be, both physically and mentally. Point number 2, lifestyle. The way you live your life in general can either make you or quite literally break you. If you are living in constant state of stress, in constant state of anxiety, this will actually have a dramatic impact on your ability to progress when it comes to either building muscle or losing body fat. The best athletes, the best CEOs, the best highly successful individuals manage the lifestyle successfully, minimizing stress, allowing themselves to have times of relaxation and times where they're actually being productive and they are not procrastinating. So the way you use your time is extremely valuable. And this is where I do believe a lot of coaches that I personally work with lose out on a lot of progress as an athlete and a coach, because a lot of guys have very poor habits when it comes to daily routine and even self-control when it comes to social media and doom scrolling. I think a lot of these factors play a role in your ability to either work or your ability to actually perform in a very, very poor manner when it comes to your business goals and when it comes to your physique outcomes. Your lifestyle ultimately dictates the success of your entire life. Now, what falls under your lifestyle? Your daily routine, your habits when it comes to what you actually eat and what you absorb. So what you even watch on TV or how much time you spend on social media. All depends on how you go about your day and what you actually do with your time and how you allocate your time across your day between your work, your personal life, and the balance of managing your fitness goals and other responsibilities that you may have. The best way to improve your lifestyle is trying to minimize your stress, trying to focus on positive surroundings, and trying to mitigate or try to avoid any environments that are going to put you in a negative place. This could be your colleagues, this could be the people around you, this could be the way you even approach your own work. I know that a lot of people that I have been working with recently, I feel like they almost allow their emotions to take over in a negative way in their jobs, which again, it all comes down to mindset and how you approach things from a mental aspect. So I do think that does play a pivotal role in your ability to progress. So the lifestyle is huge. For example, if you have an athlete going into a contest prep and they're constantly arguing with the wife, the work life is in shambles, they're not actually hitting the targets, and on top of that, they try to add the extra stress that can come from a contest prep, it's just going to be a disaster. So get your lifestyle in check if you want to improve your training performance and see better outcomes across everything that you do. Point number 3, to optimize and improve your body composition, and that will be nutrition. Prioritize carbohydrate intake around your workouts. When you are setting up your diet, always aim to shoot between 1.6 grams of protein per lean pound of body weight, up to 2.2 pounds of protein per lean pound of body weight. As you get into a deficit, I would argue your protein needs do increase slightly. As you get deeper into an off season, this is where potentially you may need to reduce your protein intake, as carbohydrates are protein sparing. It all comes down to your digestion and preference. As a rule of thumb, and this is pretty bulletproof, for general public, 1.6 grams of protein up to 2.5 grams of protein in some cases is what I would always shoot for, and then make up the remainder of the macros with your carbohydrates and fats. Fats ranging from 0.5 grams of fat per kilogram of body weight up to 1 gram depending on the athlete and if they do have any issues that need to be addressed from a blood work standpoint or hormone function as well. Your nutrition plays a huge role in your ability to build muscle tissue and even your ability to lose body fat whilst retaining muscle tissue. Prioritize your meal frequency, spreading your meals between 4 to 6 meals per day. You need to have frequency in protein feedings across your day. Now, there is some studies that come out with frequency doesn't matter. All that matters is your daily intake. However, my argument is if someone actually needs to take in 200 to 300 grams of protein per day, if someone tries to do that in one single meal, it's probably not going to get absorbed all that well. You can only eat what you can digest. More frequent protein servings, stimulating MPS is always going to lead to better outcomes. So put more emphasis into quality nutrition intake if you are looking to improve your body composition, grow muscle, or even lose body fat whilst retaining muscle. Peri-workout nutrition, which is your food intake and nutrition around your workout, in my opinion, is very undervalued. It's something that I have used for many, many years. And personally, I do notice a massive, massive difference in my ability to recover when I do have an adequate amount of protein and carbohydrates pre, intra, and post-workout. That is the most important time for you to keep on top of your nutrition and give your body the fuel that it needs, which is carbohydrates, and then the building blocks that it needs, which is your protein intake. So prioritize your protein intake and carbohydrate intake around your workout. Then have varied meals in your other meals, having a good balance of protein, carbs, and fats. Sometimes I do feel like clients respond to having a good amount of carbs pre-bed in order to improve the sleep. Then other clients, on the other hand, actually like to go carb-free. It comes down to preference, and it comes down to what actually allows you to get better sleep. When it comes to nutrition, in this day and age with a lot of guys that are under the impression that the only thing that matters is calories in, calories out. To a degree, yes, you will lose weight. And again, in brackets, you will lose weight if all you are tracking is calories. However, my personal opinion is this: not all calories are created equal. What you will get out of a chicken breast versus some processed piece of ham is completely worlds apart. So if you want to see your body composition improve in almost any phase that you are going through, whether it's your off season or prep, if you want to see better health outcomes, always prioritize your micronutrient needs. So your macronutrients are protein, carbs, and fats. Your micronutrients are the vitamins and minerals that you get from your food. So yes, although a calorie is a calorie, I'm not disputing that, that is science. Not all calories provide you with the same value. So prioritize quality macronutrients that provide you with a lot of micronutrients. In an ideal world, what I personally like to do when I set up my clients' diets, a minimum of 500 grams of varied fruits and a minimum of 500 grams of veg. And the food intake overall comes from 90% minimum, in some cases 100%, but 90% from whole foods. Then we give leeway for 10% of processed foods. That ultimately comes down to preference. Last but not least, training. How should you train throughout all of your phases? Now, training is to provide your body with quality stimulus. Your training is not to be done to drive further calorie deficit. Each time you go in the gym, you want to give your body an adequate amount of stimulus, adequate amount of tension to break down that muscle tissue. Then you go home, you eat, give your body what it needs, and then you sleep. Hopefully that muscle repairs. You come back in the gym, it's stronger, bigger, and you can rinse and repeat that process to either grow or at least maintain in a calorie deficit. So training is there for you to either continue getting stronger or stay as strong as possible if you are dieting. That is always your priority. Where I do think people often get it wrong is trying to pair up cardiovascular work with training. And in my opinion, it's the worst thing that you can do if you are trying to either improve your body composition, grow muscle, or lose body fat. Cardio has been shown to blunt protein synthesis post-workout. So if you want to actively lose weight and you do not care all that much about retaining the muscle, then go ahead and do cardio post-workout. However, if your goal is retaining as much muscle as possible, try to avoid cardio post-workout or around workout perimeter as much as possible, because both cardio and weight training are opposite end of spectrum goals. One is there for a purpose, the other serves a completely different purpose. Where I do have instances where cardio post-workout is simply needed and unavoidable is with people that do have time constraints. And in that instance, the cardio will always be low impact and for a short duration of time. But as a rule of thumb, cardio should always be avoided if you are looking to maximize what you actually get out of your training and out of your setup. Guys, that is my top tips on what you can do to improve your body composition and simply achieve more this year from your training, from your journey in fitness. Guys, thank you so much. Please make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell button if you want to see more videos. Guys, thank you. Peace out for now.